Welcome back to ESL Pro League Season 6, powered by Intel. I am joined by Natu and YNK. We've already had 2 games on the mainstream so far. That was Fnatic looking golden, winning 16-4, 16-6 respectively on Inferno and Cage versus LDLC. They looked real good.
Yeah, it was hard to tell if LDLC even existed on that server.
No.
Not a great start of the season for them, but Fnatic continuing a great run of form so far.
Yeah, no, individually and from a team play perspective, spotless, to be honest with you. They're doing everything right, but obviously with a bit of help from LDLC not being really on that server as much as one would hope.
And just a B-Stream update, Phase 2-0'd the boys from EnVyUs, 16-12. 16-7 on Train and Nuke, respectively. But we just saw the trailer there for ESL 1 New York, which is coming up with, I think it's just under a month now. I think it's
22 days.
But who's counting?
Wow. No one's counting,
yeah.
But 22 days.
So we saw EnVyUs actually go through the European qualifier, and we have EnVyUs versus North coming up next. They did fantastically well. They beat the likes of G2. Gambit was another one who they beat, and there was someone else, I think, maybe Kingwin. That's probably wrong. But
still doing really
good. Gambit are
the big names.
Yeah.
And for them to qualify for New York, that's actually a pretty big feat because we have Gambit, the previous major champions, even though they've just lost Zeus. It's still the 4 out of the 5. And then G2, who we've been seeing good things from, right? It was...
Pride.
No, Hellraisers. Oh, basic, same. But yeah, that's not really a super easy run, really. Like Hellraisers was the new roster, I suppose, with is it Isa? How would you say it? Isa,
I guess. Isa and Woxic.
Woxic, they've been added to the roster, and then to beat them 2-0, go up against G2, beat the fellow Frenchman 2-1, and then to take on Gambit and beat them in the final to qualify for New York 2-0. So that's pretty good by them. Good stuff.
Yeah, it is good stuff, Chad. Yeah. Beating a couple of good teams along the way, major champions Gambit, G2 as well. That was even before Pro League started, so straight back from vacation into the qualifier, EnVyUs came out on top.
Does it make you more excited for New York having them there? You can just say no.
Not really.
Yeah, but Matt's casting makes me excited for New York. That snacks round, you guys don't have Innies in, but when he does that snacks round, the cobblestone one,
I remember it.
It's so good.
What in God names was that from Stacks?
Yeah,
Stacks, Cadbury and the Big Apple. Stacks.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
Beautiful stuff. Have to be said. No, I mean, and then Navi winning that last year. That was the one tournament they won with that roster.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and we saw nothing from them after that. So it was an insane series when you remember how convincing VP was on that cobblestone. Everyone was expecting them to just run over Navi 2-0, but Navi managed to bounce back, and we'll see if these teams, they will both be attending once again. Can they deliver the same type of exciting game?
Yeah, so New York will have 8 teams: Astralis, FaZe, Liquid, Navi, SK, Virtus.pro, EnVyUs, and Cloud9. So 2 North American representatives there, and probably the 2 best North American teams in my mind. So that's going to be an exciting event.
Yeah, the cool thing is that we're so early on into the kind of the journey of a lot of the new lineups. We're going to get to see them play in these kind of tournaments. First coming the Masters, and then we have New York straight after. So we got a lot of samples of how they develop in the coming weeks. I'm excited to see, obviously, the teams like FaZe, but I think Cloud9 is really a team that I'm kind of excited about just to see with the kind of lineup they have right now. It's just there's so many interesting, explosive parts to it. How do they make it work together? It's very, very, very exciting.
Yeah, a lot of firepower. Also, the second event in a very short period of time. That's an Intel Grand Slam event too. So for a team like SK, for example, who already has a win under their belts from Cologne, the first event we had in this series. With Malmo and New York, if they can win at least 1 out of the 2, for example, they're already halfway there. So it's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds too.
Yeah, definitely the case. And if we look at EnVyUs a little bit deeper now, because they are going up against North in our next series of the night, they will be playing on Nuke and Cobblestone. Nuke, these are the same 2 maps we saw from North last night, where they split the series. I'm interested, we have Nuke as the first map, so we'll get to talking about that one first of all, and we'll stay with EnVyUs, I suppose. What do we think, if you've seen them playing in the past? Actually, we'll jump over to North. This is Voldy, where he had his debut with this roster and he was able to put up big frags, big numbers. The boy was getting a lot done.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of North, they lost on Nuke. It's a map that you would have thought they'd actually, win their game yesterday. But Valda not having any troubles getting adjusted to North, especially since they decided just dominating on the upper bomb site. I think AZ maybe had a little bit of a struggle playing ramp still. It is a very hard spot to be holding. Find the rhythm, and kind of it's also a part of the system. How do we play it? Do you contest it? Do you give it away to your opposition? Just fall back to the lower bomb side. But the problem really lies still on that T side. We saw them, for example, go for the basic smokes outside, then go lower bomb side, but they're not having enough utility to really exploit to the bomb side. A bit of faltering there, and overall, still work to do on the T side for sure. For not.
I don't think it's hard. I don't think it's hard to hold ramp.
I think ramp is one of.
Just get out. Just get down. Run.
Do the zip mix.
Wait for teammates to come in to help you.
It depends how you play it. I mean, that's one of the options. But also, if you want to contest it, then you kind of have to find the measures of how to contest it.
And then you need more help, and then you should probably have someone else there holding that position.
Just don't hold it. Just when you see someone run, that's how you should play.
That's how you
should play Nuke. End of story.
But we did note, like last night, that without Magic's Boy, who for this North team, he was an opener onto the bomb site, especially Squeaky Door. He had a routine where he'd nade Squeaky open, get that smoke down in front of the vent, very Snacks-esque, and be able to push in and grab kills from there. And he would do it time and time again. And even if he wasn't getting kills, that's a consistent threat. That's something you have to worry about. Your early Molotov is being put out, and it makes life really difficult. We didn't see anybody from North doing that last night.
I feel like Config would be a suitable player to take that role. Just, he likes to be up there. And definitely that's a super annoying way to play it. If you have a player basically spawn in the vents a lot of the time, that's always going to cut off your rotations and always play in your mind and give so many options for your T side.
You with that?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably just a matter of figuring out who is going to do that. Config, obviously, the most aggressive player in the lineup now, but it's a matter of what does he prefer doing on the map. Maybe he likes going yard and trying to find openings for the team there. So is he going to just switch his position up, or is someone else going to take that role and be aggressive towards the inner bob side?
Let's give AZ a chance at that, maybe. Give him something to do. Maybe he can grab some kills there.
Let him do something.
But when we flip over to look at the EnVyUs side of things, right? We just had Happy's internet died in that last game on Nuke, so there was a little bit of a delay. That's why we were, we didn't have a timer up there. We didn't know when we were coming back because we were waiting for that game to finish. The coach, Malik, he was standing in for a couple of rounds. Happy is back. He did play the last few in that phase game, and now hopefully there's no more dramas and we can actually get the full-fledged EnVyUs lineup ready and raring to go. But them on Nuke is a team where early on I would criticize them a lot because Happy's style of lurking isn't very effective. I think Nuke is a map where if you want to be the lurker, you need to take territory first. I know that sounds counterintuitive to the idea of a lurker, but if you get secret, then you can lurk. If you get warehouse, then you can lurk. If you can get down the vent, sweet. Those are the kind of things which I think Happy has started bringing into his gameplay, and ever since their Nuke has looked a lot better.
Yeah, I think also teams need to be aware that they need to create more openings for their lurker on a map like Nuke. What you were referencing, a lot of teams are just trapped in that mindset. We take control of secret and our lurker is on ramp, and at some point he's going to push out and backstab the players as we go down into the lower bomb site, and that's just too obvious. I think everyone's expecting it at this point. I think the way to lurk and to really have a lot of impact is to have a player even maybe up on rafters while you're going the lower bomb side and go for that super long backstab, because even waiting around, waiting for the upper players to rotate through vents from maybe Squeaky or huts, the cities are aware of that too. So you really need to try and find ways to be creative with your lurking.
Yeah, one option also is just if you're gonna, it doesn't matter if you're going ramp or you're going yard, just playing lobby and timing perfectly, seeing how the cities are rotating, trying to catch someone off guard if he's trying to help from main, if he's trying to go events and so forth. So there are options to pick and choose from.
So North obviously have to fix that gap that we saw last night, which was AZ at ramps. G2 were exploiting him quite a lot early. That was their first 5 or 6 round game plan with the gun rounds anyway, where they were just isolating him. They were either making that frag, he wasn't falling under, or if he was, they were just playing the situations perfectly. If you were the boys from North, how do you plug that gap early? Do you change the player around, or do you just give it another crack and see what happens and have a game plan for later down the track if nothing works?
Just don't hold it. I mean, he should be there for information to see if they want to go that way, but as soon as he establishes contacts, he shouldn't be going for kills. He should be rotating down to the lower bomb side and wait for his teammates to come and help him, because it's so much more difficult if you don't get that kill on the T side and you still are committed to go to the lower bomb side. There's so many angles that you can get shot from when you go through those 2 passages on ramp that there's absolutely no reason for the ramp players to take that fight. His team is in a much better position if he just falls back. Yes, you concede the ramp, but what have you really conceded? Nothing. They're still far away from the bomb side. If they go towards hell, it's still very, very difficult to get up that ladder and go back to the upper bomb side. So
yeah, that's the whole thing about Nuke City side, the rotation rotations are a very key factor. If you're going to play it like that, you're going to then send someone play under heaven to watch that no one's pushing there.
Yeah.
Therefore, you're either leaving yard or upper bomb side to be a liability. So therefore, on a T side, that then gives you an opportunity to either, if there's no rotation, to be able to go downstairs with just one CT there, or if they do rotate, then the upper bomb side is probably going to be more viable option for the T. So it's a lot about reading the rotations from that T side point of view and from the CT point of view.
Well, all the players are in the server. We're ready, ready to go. Do one of you want to throw to Henry and Harry? Because I don't have any more original throws.
Henry and Harry, take it away.
Oh, thank you very much, Janko. That's the kind of throw I like. Now,
yeah, that was good. It was
working
short,
with a true
sweet,
professional.
yeah, simple. That was fantastic. Great work.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that. But North coming up here on Nuke, we did get to watch that earlier in the week. Was that yesterday? It's all blending into one for me.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yesterday, the guys broke it down. Like the ramp was a bit of a problem from that CT side. Couldn't really hold that off properly when it was easy just to fall back and stay alive a little bit longer. That'd be quite nice. We'll see if they can do that going forward. They're on the T side this time against EnVyUs. So EnVyUs just played against FaZe, I believe, lost 2-0. Bit of a weird one for them. I think they lost Happy at some points, and they had to play the coach. I think there was all sorts of problems going on, but it sounded like they're back and they're ready to go.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I think North should be a bit of an easier opponent than FaZe. I feel like that's something we can give them. But yeah, let's see. I mean, you know, it's a bit of a shaky start to the night, but already North over on the T side, going to go charging in. Now here towards A. Happy tries to beat them to it, though, as he dives down through vents. Going to be lying in wait there, but the rest of the guys still hold it up. MSL actually able to find the first as he does drop out XMS. So, Scream. Oh, going to go down in the smoke. Not looking too fantastic as Cajun B opens up with 2. It is all on Happy, the man who died down in the vents early on in the round. He's going to fall short. AZ does manage to pick him up, and that is North to find the pistol here on Nuke.
Very fast approach going towards that upper bomb site. Finding every single frag, a couple of smokes deployed at North. Looking quite comfortable there, only giving one kill as well. EnVyUs didn't really have much of a response there. RPK had a chance, but AZ dealt with him through the smoke, and it will be 1-0. It's going to be 3 UMPs, 2 AKs. I do think you need AK-47s on the T side of Nuke on these sort of rounds. At least 2, that's absolutely fine. A couple of fast smokes towards outside. They're becoming more and more prevalent these days, it seems, and we'll have to send one player towards the secret steps. It's usually MSL, and it looks like that'll be him as well. MSL goes down towards that. It's got the UMP in hand. Just trying to find one kill. Try and pull a rotation towards ramp. That's what those smokes are good for. And if he can get some decent control and detect no one there, they can call his teammates to come join him. So, for now, this is going to be the force buy from EnVyUs, of course. 6 the AWPer for this side. I'm still getting used to that idea. But he did prove me wrong last season. He was pretty decent with the weapon. And MSL, that's a frag he should be hitting all day long. Unfortunately, he gets taken down. XMS bests him at the secret steps, but he's down to 10 HP. And there's a recovery for North. They're still going to have the advantage here. But your grenades away, Vald. But there it is. And he does manage to send them packing and have control of the upper bomb site.
Yeah, full control going to come in from North. Config rotating on round with the bomb. XMS, he's going to be the first man to challenge along with Happy, and they could actually isolate this bomb here. And now Config going to take the peek. They line up for him, and there we go. That was crucial. As now 6 of the last man left back against the wall. Valdet will finish him off, and there you go, North. Going to go up 2-0 as they convert that round. Keep 3 players alive as well, which is always a nice bonus.
If you remember as well, we had the first game for Valder yesterday, and he looked amazing on this map. He looked very good. They lost him, but he still got like 20 kills in the first half. On the CT side, he was amazing, holding towards the vent and the lower bomb side as well, stopping rotations. It was very, very good indeed. And we'll see what round number 3 brings. I would presume a victory for North, because as you can see, nothing really invested by EnVyUs here. RPK has a P250, that's it. And they'll stack a little bit towards the ramp. 2 players there. AZ looking to shut them down. Smokes aren't great outside, but it's fine. I don't think they've been spotted either way. Okay, no, Sixer has looked at them, but still, it's not like they can do anything about it. And we go towards ramp, and XMS has to find some amazing aim here. Same story for Happy as well. They might get 1 kill. There it is. Scream does find MSL, but I think that's all they'll find here. Up to RPK and Scream now. They've managed to recover the MAC-10. That's from MSL's body. Once again, down towards lower. He's going there by himself, but not winning the duels against D4 pistols. That's a bit of a shame.
So it's only the MAC-10 picked up for Scream. In this 2v4, Valder is tagged low, so that could be a bit of a foot in the door to try and do some more damage. He's only got the UMP. And a Scream and RPK. Yeah. Terrifying twosome start their approach in towards the site. They're going to have to first figure out how to make their way around this smoke, which is currently going to be obstructed them. RPK thinks he'll find some solace up in heaven, but instead he'll find Config, who lies in wait. Jumping up outside is going to be Scream. Idea here is to try and pincer onto the man, but it does not pan out as Scream gets caught on the way up. RPK just waits at the bottom of the ladder and then is found by Valda. That's North to go 3-0. They convert they get the pistol, then convert the 2 anti-ecos, and now the buy comes in for Envy.
It does. They get an AWP for 6, as we noted before in that second round. He didn't force buy, so he is certainly the team AWPer. But as you can see, no head armor for EnVyUs. The only problem there is Valda still the UMP. That becomes a very deadly weapon now, and he can be very mobile with it as well. We go towards outside. Same smokes deployed. It's going to be MSL and Cajun this time. Cajun does not have the AWP with 6. It does! Through the smoke. Takes a wild guess and finds MSL, and he does have the advantage, but still they fully commit. All 4 players rushing down towards lower. That's North, and they'll try and get a quick plant here. They have to. They can't really fall back at this point. They have no one watching the flanks. AZ's in the vents, and we'll see if KCB can find the next frag here. But the CTs with a solid advantage now. Scream, feeling brave, wants to go down. Doesn't flash himself, it goes behind him. But XMS finding kills in. Scream with that lovely aim takes another kill.
Yeah, just Valda and Config left. They've got the bomb still in play. 2v4. Envy have already started to wrap players on around. Valda has so many angles to keep an eye on, let alone over towards Secret, which is currently where Happy resides. He's just going to be waiting. Valda's aware of it. There's also players in vents to try and trade. And there we go. Walks out of the open. The peek comes in from Happy. And Config, he's anything but. He will go down. And that's going to be Happy to pick up 2. Envy, they get themselves that 4th round, the rifle. And now we're going to see the buy come in from North. KCB quite crucially going to be on that AWP. And that could be a bit of a turning point here for North. Sorry.
So, he did spot him just as a little gap, so it was at least a sign as to where he could be heading. So, wasn't a complete wild guess as I speculated there. But still, that was a bit of a bonus round situation. As we said, Valdo with the UMP, but now they get the full buyout. Cajun B, definitely the AWPer for North. As they head towards outside once again, throwing these smokes every single round. That's good, that's perfect. You want to be throwing the same smokes every single time. It means when you do use them, the CTs can't guarantee that you're going down there this time. They don't know if MSL's down there himself. Is it all 3? But this time, Happy to challenge, looking to find frags with the AK-47, falling back. He has to be very careful. Drops the smoke. They'll see where that comes from, but it buys him some time. The flashbang comes around the corner. Cajun B gets the frag.
Scream's rotated in the meantime. Going to try and diverge up through control. Pop flash going to come through. It misses its mark. Cajun B finds that shot nice and easy. Extends the man advantage even more for North. And I said that AWP on Cajun B would be strong, but we didn't realize it would be this damn impactful. He's already got 2. And North, they're already going to start to fall on back. They aren't going to commit to this play just yet. They're waiting, holding it passive, waiting to see if anyone tries to get a little bit ballsy out from behind. XMS tries to hold the angle, does have support in from RPK. Takes through him with the quick flick, but we just cut to him there as Valdi is able to decimate him. AZ in on the flank, takes 1, and then Valda finishes. That's 2 for him in that round. So North, they're going to go up 4-1, take 1 straight back, and the worst thing here for Envy is that is the heartfelt economic reset.
You're absolutely right, Harry. It's very detrimental to EnVyUs losing that one, and they lost it in real true force as well. As North getting down towards lower. And like I said, throwing those smokes every single round is perfect. As soon as you start throwing them each time and having success with them, it puts the fear of God into the CTs. They think as soon as they see these smokes, they have to be rotating towards lower. They have to be challenging Secret. As soon as you get them in that mindset, you start going rushing upper with the same smokes deployed. You start mixing things up, forcing rotations, and that's when you can really run away with a half. And now, full eco, doesn't really matter. Deploy the same smoke, sure. Let's get MSL down towards back steps once again. And it's going to be Scream to find Config this time in the Desert Eagle. We missed that one, but he's towards outside. The 1 dig from hell as he finds Config at a 5-on-4. Still a lot of work to do here. But North with the advantage in terms of the weaponry could buy that time and try and find the refrag before they make their next move.
AZ over here towards Ramp, taking it slow, has his team with him, spots the first out onto XMS. But Happy still eyes up in wait, able to find the first, goes in for more, and there we go. He's taken himself 2 with the P250. Might have baited his teammate there with XMS going down, but it netted him 2 frags in return. That's 2 rifles picked up. Spread between him and RPK. MSL and Cajun B, they're the 2 that's left. MSL going to try and sneak up into heaven. I think he might have just made a bit of noise there, so they might have an idea as to what's going on. Oh, no, they clearly don't. Happy walks out in the open. He will fall at the first hurdle, but Cajun B goes down in the meantime. MSL has to step up in a big way, takes the first, goes in for more, but RPK with that scavenged AK is able to come up trump in that duel, and that's Envy. 2-4.
His scream with that 1D. We'll see how pretty that was. He usually is pretty tight with those shots, and that's lovely. Finds Config, nothing he can do about that. Completely wrecked to the start of the round. It's going to be 4-2. EnVyUs winner. Eco victory there. That's not too bad whatsoever. Their money not fully recovered. You can see 6 over the AWP with no nades, no kit. Same story for Happy as well. As he gets to round number 7, another reset potential here. I'll have a look how detrimental will be. Yeah, they're pretty much all in. So have to try and win this round and start getting established here on the CD side. MSL already down Secret again. You can see how powerful this is. And like I said, now they're going towards ramp. They're mixing things up. They can base their strategies on those smokes every single time. The fact they can throw them from T-spawn is great. XMS know lots of work to do here. Let's see if we can hold them off. Needs at least one, but that's fine. It's what AZ was struggling with yesterday. Take your shots, then drop down. Stay alive. That's the key thing.
Yeah, that's given him now a second chance to try and do damage. Flicks back around and actually dispatches the man within the site. Cajun gets one back in return, but it's still a massive, massive advantage the way of Envy. 2v3. Cajun picks up the bomb. Going to continue his tirade in towards the site, sneaking on by. But he has to be wary. XMS, a man who has picked up frags, seemingly now disappeared into the void within the site. And he thinks he's going to be waiting for him. Is aware. XMS is playing this perfectly. Config able to equalize it out. Cajun going to pull through. Drops XMS within the site. Now it's just RPK. And Cajun showing he's just as good with the rifle as he is with that AWP. Fantastic stuff from him. As single-handedly opens up that B bomb site and then locks it down.
Cajun turned up the play tonight. Actually, you're absolutely right. The fact he had so much impact with the AWP before, then with the rifle in that round as well. 3 kills on the lower bomb site just when it seemed it all fallen apart. He steps up, finds that kill towards the shadow area, and then towards the vent as well. It has to be an eco now for EnVyUs. 5-2, but they have won these rounds before. What's a play here from North, using the same smokes presumably. MSL needs to be careful, can't keep going down by himself. It needs to be at least finding the refrag with his teammates. They'll be going together this time. 4 players down that area. I don't mind that at all. As long as you go together, you'll be absolutely fine. Have 1 player holding the lobby, and we'll see whether they can find the frag. That's AZ in the ramp room, taking down RPK. And they'll head towards lower now. Good smokes, decent flashbang. Check all the corners. No need to rush to plan here. You've got a huge advantage. It's your round to throw away.
Happy. Gonna be holding for this. Here's the window break. Takes the peek on in. MSL caught looking the wrong way. Scream finds one more in the meantime. Luckily enough, Cajun returns us from the brink of utter madness. Sixer in the meantime been allowed to push on in. They know the bomb's down in control. Cajun clearing out vents. Full on Cyclops mode here as he starts to sneak on into the site. Scream batting down the hatches. Closes the door. Cajun peeks and does manage to find that. Continues this reign of terror into B, and Sixer, the last man left on the USP, has to step up massively if he wants to win this out. It's looking unlikely. They know where the bomb is. Time ticking away. And good night.
Good night indeed. It's going to be 6-2. A decent attempt. Let's get 1 frag, but ultimately it's going to be North looking very good indeed. 6-2 on the T side right now. I'll have a look at the money for the French side. Oh, Harry, they're still not recovered from this one. Going to have to take another pistol round on the chin. North in such a dominant position right now. They're going to have to just hold it steady. They just do the same smokes, go for a very similar play, drop them every single round. It's going to be really frustrating to play against them now. They've got full control of the game. They can dictate the pace and force rotations just because they keep throwing them every single time. Very good thing to do. It's like on Dust 2, for example. We had that map in the pool. Okay, RPK, I'll get into that later. Finding frags there. Equal exchange for now, 3-on-3. The point is the Xbox smoke I was talking about. You do that every single round to watch forward short. It means the CD can't really gather information from that one smoke going down. Similar idea to that. But for now, we do have an advantage for EnVyUs in terms of HP. Config down to 5, and they've managed to recover AK-47 here.
Yeah, MSL. He's the linchpin. He's the one who can make all their problems go away as he scales up on top of the rafters. XMS lies in wait in heaven, and now he lies 6 feet under as MSL able to find the first. Sixer takes the aggression on in with this AK. Happy spotted, but Sixer now steps up, pounces out, finds the first, has information that one more lies in wait. Is aware that MSL lurks in the back line. He'll come springing into action, and that is North to go up 7-2. 5 rounds their advantage, plenty of money. Only lose 2 players in that round, so I think they still make a nice bit of cash on the back of it. And Envy, they're able to buy down. Six is going to be allowed to get the AWP.
Will indeed. They are fully invested into the round. Nice frags there from RPK to kick things off. We'll head into round number 10 now. 7-2. No defuse kits available. It's going to be a high fragging round for EnVyUs. Watching that gap once again. Same smokes deployed. Six will probably take a pop shot. Now, goes through the leg, the nutmeg there, but still alive as MSL. He loved going down here by himself. It's quite good to watch. It's so successful. No gaps in the smokes. They're very well drilled in that manner. I mean, I've got Happy playing a similar position to what Config was playing yesterday. And I think Olofmeister was playing there earlier as well. It seems like a very common position for a lot of top players at the moment. Left-hand side of Garage. Main split though towards upper, and it's going to be easy to find the first frag. This is looking very good. Sixer hits one shot. Can he get anything more though? The Molotov sends him packing. That should be the bomb going down here.
Happy tries coming in late. Going to fall at the first hurdle. Config actually takes the aggression. Was going to say there's no way he wins that. Luckily enough, Sixer is quick on the trigger and actually saves the life of Scream outside. So now we're back into the 3-on-3. All piggybacking on the heroics of one man. Sixer, he's stepping up in such a big way.
Ooh.
He's got 3. He's on the hat trick. They double peek into it. He takes all 4, but Cajun B finishes. A team ace for North. And Sixer, pulling more than his weight, takes 4 in that round. It would have just taken someone else to get 1.
Yeah, very decent attempt, I have to say, from Sixer, but not quite enough to win the round. That's the headline. Sure, it's quite pretty, and he gets some nice no-scopes in there as well, and some quick-scope action, but not quite enough to win the round, and they have to go down to pistols once again. North have won the half. Deagles, USPs, P250s, no armor, no names. RPK's got some body armor, to be fair, but the same smokes deployed once again. They're having so much fun with this approach. It's a lot of fun, I have to say, when you have these smokes going down and they're working so well. There's no counter right now. I'm interested as to why we haven't seen more aggression towards Secret from the CTs, actually challenging that area, getting a rifle there at the start, just to push them off a little bit and find that first frag, have some backup there. They seem to be getting pulled apart right now. RPK towards lobby though, decent attempt. They had to find the instant frag, and surely we dealt with it as he. Okay, why are you putting grenades out, boys? Have those guns out. You know exactly where he is. Just keep the rifles out, and now it's all falling apart.
He's the last man left anywhere near this bomb. Config's challenging outside. Is going to be tagging away on a Sixer, but now he's going to find himself a little bit trapped. Players wrapping around him. Has to take the duel up close. Scream still continuing wrecking people with this Deagle's netted himself the AWP. Not something he's necessarily renowned for, but it's going to help out, definitely so. It's going to be the 2v3. Man advantage still up for Envy. Somehow, they've done a lot in this round. Easy has the bomb. Config looking to try and rendezvous with his teammate outside, but Scream's locking down the angle. Things could get messy here. Config gonna fall, and now AZ, the last man left, the one who, Henry, I think, we both agreed from yesterday, had to step up massively. We're gonna need to see that from him now in this 1v3, a round that North should not be throwing away. He gets the bomb planted, but the odds are forever stacked against him in this one. Here's the door open. Nose player's going to be coming up through vents as well. They're going to go ahead and double peek into this. They send the pistols in first. Scream mops it up, takes the 4K. And that is Envy to pick themselves up a 3rd round seemingly from nowhere.
Almost a decent recovery there by North, but I have to say, sloppy stuff there from the Danes. They know a player's in towards Squeaky Door, and the worst thing you can do there, when you know you've got him isolated, pinned down, is start pulling your grenades out, especially when you know you can have him in a refrag position. They start panicking, they get their HEs out, like that's going to do much to him either way. Just wait for him. You've got time on the board. It's the very beginning of the round. You can go in there together. You can just have the rifles out and take him, at least get something going there. It's a really messy situation for the Danes. They almost recovered it with Config's play towards that side, but now look what it's done to them. Losing that round has brought out MP7s, P250s. Cajun B's been dropped and AWP, I believe, and a kill for Config. So, not ideal, but they'll try and play around the AWP. Cajun looking towards the hub for now, but MSL, as usual, makes his way down Secret. Only got that P250, so trying to stay alive as long as he possibly can. Looks like a fast, lower split, but Sixer, now he's starting to get some presence towards lower. He finds the first frag.
XMS, he's the man over on ramp, the one who's going to try and apply the brakes to this train. They come walking in, and it's Scream. He's the one to step up massively. XMS reigns in death from pit, and that is going to be a 4th for Envy. Suddenly all the pieces starting to click into place within this team, and they're starting to look like a very, very efficient machine, at least right now. I mean, they've successfully managed to do damage to the economy of North finally as well, and that only bodes that much more in their favor.
Round 13. Decent approach there from EnVyUs up against a force by North, and that could be one of the rounds that comes back to haunt them, losing against his pistols once again. But here we go. North with the full eco here. I'm not expecting much. If they get the bomb down by chucking it down the vent, perhaps, I'd be impressed with that. Very unlikely. They wait for the flames to extinguish, and here we go towards Squeaky Door. There's the bait from Val. He's just trying to take aggro away while the bomb gets down lower. I don't think it's happened. Maybe it has. Has it got down? It has indeed. Job done. That's actually really cool. They sent 2 players towards main entrance, took all that aggression away from the CTs. They focus heavily towards main entrance. MSL slips down the vents of the bomb. They have no idea. Plants behind the silo. And for a full eco round, nothing really invested into that. They get a bomb plant and an extra $800 per player. So that's quite cool. It'll be 8-5, 2 rounds to go here in the first half. North already won it. But never going to be happy. Got to try and find these last 2. I assume they'll drop all the same smokes once again and try and see what they can do with that. But so far, so good for them. A couple of blunders in terms of losing the pistols, but overall it's been a good half. EnVyUs definitely need the last 2 here just to have some decent hope to win the game overall. Smokes again. Easy working towards ramp. He plays ramp on the city side as well, setting up a smoke to bounce outside the ramp room just so he can take vision away from the CT one on the other side. And here we go. This is what we wanted to see. Happy actually in towards that secret room to actually deny frags.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to play this lurk heavy role, which Happy is so used to, may as well put him somewhere where they seem to keep heading. They are just going to bypass it completely this time, but they don't account for Scream, who's done so much damage. RPK tries to capitalize, but instead it's Happy to come waltzing on in. He could be the savior, but no. Valdi shuts him down, and now it's all on XMS. 1v2. No. That Molotov's missed horribly. He could deny the bomb plant, but Valdi's been allowed to get the bomb down. XMS waits up in heaven. The place of angels, but he could be their worst nightmare. He's just going to be waiting. In the time of takeaway, no one presents themselves to him, and Valda on fire goes in and drops him from the heavens into hell, and that's North 9-5. They keep building up that economy, which is crucial. If they lost that, they would have had no money left.
Plenty of money for EnVyUs, though, but a big round for North. I thought that failed Molotov could come back to haunt them there with the bomb going down in the open. They didn't account for that, but luckily, XMS didn't peek around the corner. They get the bomb down, Vald holds strong, hits the shot, and it's the final round of the first half. All power for Sixer, this time positioning himself in a more defensive spot. Goes towards the garage this time, and like I said, it's going to be Happy focusing towards the secret steps. Finally, that's their adjustment. It had to happen a little bit earlier, in my opinion, but here he is, ready to challenge. 3 players waiting to go outside. I think they might have had a failed smoke, so maybe they cancelled it. As we use the AT grenades now, they use the smoke towards the actual garage entrance itself, so they won't be going towards secret here. Scream thinking about pushing his smoke, wants to try and find one, flashes through potentially here, right click coming up, but they're going towards the heaven area.
Sixer peeks out, misses that first shot. Now they know where he is. It's going to telegraph his position, but he comes raining death in anyway. Outside. Config tries to turn this around, but instead it's easy to step up. He's actually taken 2 spots at a third, goes back in for more, doing fantastic amounts of damage, but then falls to Happy. And that's Envy to go to pick up that last round of the first half, 6-9.
I actually enjoyed that half. Nice play from North generally. They win the pistol, get the 3-0. Then consistency with their tactical approach of those same smokes time and time again. EnVyUs just didn't have a response for so long. And there it is, 9-6 in the first half for North. We'll find out how this one ends up in the second after this quick break. Well, looks like we've got a game on our hands here. Not much separating these two sides. North at 9, EnVyUs at 6. We go into the second half, and it will be EnVyUs now on the T side, looking to find the pistol here. That'll tie us up at 9-9 if they can convert the anti-eco rounds as well. Here's the scoreboards for you. At the top for EnVyUs, it's Scream, of course. That lovely aim appears at 14 frags, and then not far behind, well, you could say in the lead, would be Config on the CT side for North. But here we go. Round number 1. A lot of teams like to rush up sometimes. We'll see what they can do here as we get into it. The door has been blown out, and I'm not going to be committing just yet. But okay, Sixer wants to dive down the vents, and he does indeed. Not okay. He doesn't have the bomb. He's screaming the bomb, but they're going to be causing rotations at this point as well. AZ has to drop down here.
Yeah, going to be splitting in towards B. AZ, as a result, now trapped. That was a nice way of isolating the ramp player. KGB trades, and this strategy, as good as it was, has all fallen apart because now the bomb is dropped and in control of KGB. They have to go back for it. Luckily enough, with Happy landing shots like that, it's not going to be an issue. 3v2. Config may have already rotated in, trying to catch them off guard as they cross into the site. Drops the bomb again. 1v2, opens up the doors, takes the peek on in. Config not like this. He takes 2, goes back for more, just keeps swinging the door open and closed, and Happy takes the hint, gets the hell out of there. Config now gonna try and get the read on him, starts to make his way, I imagine, up through vents as Happy darts into the A bomb site. He's gonna hear the plant come in. So Config will be there in a matter of seconds, shoots up through the ladder, spots the man within the site. And now in the 1v1, Config has been on fire. He's already got 2. He has to get the hat-trick if he wants to win this out for his team. Spots him. Happy's just playing with his food right now, and Config going to make his way up on top of Hut to try and get the drop on him. Both of these players missing shots. Someone has to kill someone soon, and Config wraps around the back, does the damage, finds the frag. The defuse will come in.
I think that was the last bullet of his USP as well. He had 3 at least. He might have 1 left over, but Happy was doing a very good job to hold him off. Yeah, it was the last bullet. Look at that, 0. So he did it. Final headshot as well. Config holds his nerve there. Fantastic work. He manages to take down the bomb towards the ramp. They have that information, and then it's down to Config. This difficult situation there. Starts hitting nice shots, playing with them in the door a little bit there. It was a little bit like Peekaboo, but manages to get the kill. And then at that point, the 1v1 between him and Happy. Happy got the bomb down. They could have forced into this second round if they wanted to, EnVyUs, with the frags they got, but they're focusing on the more conservative approach. AK's in the 3rd, and at this point we can see an orb coming out already in the second round for KGB. I assume Config dropped it for him. MSL with the first frag here. Okay, no pistols this time, but Sixer will be planting the bomb, or will he? No, he will not, and it's a mess. I'm not sure what happened there. AZ took down MSL after they denied the plant, so it's fine. Worth the risk. Denying the plant is the bigger picture there. That's not a huge deal. So, AK is definitely coming out in this round. Here they come. It's 11-6. We'll bring out a couple of rifles as well. Like we said, the AWP already out there for KGB, who's had a great game so far. 19 kills, 7 deaths. Config 16 for 9. EnVyUs can win this. They're right back into it. But Deagle for Scream, 6 up. Galil focusing on the utility here. Smokes thrown. Everyone's doing these smokes these days. That's the current trend. They seem to be the most effective.
Config, though, he's going to try and take the fight to them. Starts to push through their own smokes, and he hears them running around. Has a fantastic idea of what's going on. Scream actually robs him there up the face with the Deagle, and Config now peeks out, finds 2. It's going to get traded by XMS, but KGB steps up, keeps the man advantage dramatically in favor of North. Sixer walks out into a firing squad, and Happy, he falls down from the rafters. That is going to be North. They're going to go 12-6, and that was a fantastic play from Config.
Those are the sort of counters we wanted to see from EnVyUs. When they're getting pulled apart, if I can get my words out, by the outside smokes, they had no response for it. This is what you need to be doing. Getting up close and personal, stopping them pushing through. They wanted to bait out, they're going towards secret steps, and went towards main entrance instead. Run past Config. He gets the double spray down, and there it is. 12-6 and another eco for EnVyUs here. No armor purchase, no nades, and they'll go towards the lobby for now, but this is looking destined to be 13-6. And a huge uphill battle now for EnVyUs as they go down 3-0, potentially 4. And Happy somehow finds nothing as MSL takes him down. There's a lot of damage there, but he was by himself. XMS low HP as well, and it's going to be an easy round here. MSL with the 2nd frag of the round, and surely there's the 3rd bomb dropped as well.
Yeah, the bomb's going to fall into his grasp. Scream and Sixer, as good as these 2 are, this is a tall order even for them. AZ, going to get decapitated, only gets 1. Scream wants to try and make this a bit more interesting, but Not by taking this peek. He's going to get chipped away. The player pushing him will be Valdet to finish that off. And that's North getting themselves a 13. 3K for MSL. All in all, fantastic team effort, but really driven forward by Cajun and Config. They've been the two defining factors, I think, for this North side. The AWP just so strong when it is in the hands of Cajun B, and Sixer, someone who I hold in really high regard as an AWP, just hasn't really been stepping up. I think that's largely due to him not having the AWP all that much.
Yeah, it's been a struggle. That City side wasn't amazing for him. He had a couple of influential plays. That frags when he had 4 in 1 round and he didn't win it. But Cajun B seems to be finding the lion's share of all the kills right now. But there's Happy, a former AWPer, picks it up and manages to get the refrag in there, going very quickly towards outside. But Config 1 step ahead of him, of course he is. He seems to be absolutely everywhere right now. It's an equal exchange towards the ramp will go. The last 3 terrorists make their way towards lower. Smoking the bomb side, a little bit clumsy here as the Molotovs come in towards the vents as well. But it's fine, the smokes are good. Smokes towards Squeaky, Decon, vents, and they should get a nice clean plant here as well. But Config, he's there again. He's just absolutely everywhere. How does he keep finding position like this? But he goes down eventually. RPK with a nice shot, and surely he hits that as well. He does indeed. Finds MSL, now down to Vald, who's been amazing the last couple of days. A new signing for North, looking to win a huge clutch here. He seems to know where the last player is. XMS in towards Toxic as well. Good nade. That could do it. Not quite, but he's low, and Valdi does indeed win the round. Very well played, huge round for North, and it just seemed like EnVyUs had done enough there with RPK's heroics, but it wasn't quite enough. 2 kills in the end, and we did say Valdi was good on the CT side, and he certainly delivers there.
Yeah, I never really got the chance to kind of bring it up in that first half. When you were speaking about how EnVy had to try and counteract these plays outside, I think Config is one of the best examples you can really bring up in terms of just how dynamic he is in dealing with that. You can see every single time they try and take outside control, he's going to be playing up close, playing it down through Secret. We see him up in the rafters every now and again. He's never in the same place twice.
How well read is that? He gets a kill on Secret, and then they think, okay, well, get down to the lower side. He won't be there yet. And all of a sudden, he's behind the bomb side silo, ready and waiting, waits in the drop all their smokes. Let's just get into this round, shall we? It's an upper rush. It's going to be RPK fighting back. They lose the first frag. Valdo, though, so good on the CD side, could only find 1. Low HP across the board. It's EnVyUs dropping like flies right now. Low HP for RPK and XMS as well. They've got the man disadvantage here. 1 minute 30 to play with as the madness subsides slightly, but AZ, he's waiting in the back lines, finds the penultimate kill, and there it is. Config once again. They're looking incredibly sharp here on Nuke. The rounds have been exciting, they've been good, but North keep winning out the clutches, the tight situations, and they find themselves a match point.
Yeah, 1 round away. When we came into the second half, I was thinking things would get a hell of a lot closer, but it's been a masterclass in how to play this CT side right now from North. 15-6, their advantage. The buy coming in for EnVy is desperate, to say the least. 3 AKs. Nice bit of utility up behind it, in all fairness. Deagle as well. For XMS, Happy relegated down to the P250. They're going to try their luck outside once again, and this time it's Config. Position on top of the boxes, goes for the spray, and they're going to walk on into it. Config takes 2 already this round. Looks like it just stop walking into it, boys. They decide life is too much, and Config finally goes down on the trade from Scream. It's going to be the 2v4, but Config might have already done enough. Hasn't even seen an enemy thus far. But he took 2, and Val there peeks outside, finishes this off. North, they're going to win this out. Very, very decisive victory the second they get onto that CT side.
My God, the Config show. It was sold out in the second half. What on earth was that? Disgusting performance from him. He was absolutely everywhere. Wherever they wanted to go, he seemed to be there spraying them down. That last round says it all as well. CT spawn, drops the incendiary, slows them down, finds 2 kills through the smokes. We've said enough, Harry. We'll throw it over the desk and see what they made of that.
Config again, getting it done. Lots of frags. Henry really excited there about the way that they adjusted the different bits and pieces that they did. But all in all, that was a really good game by North. They had more trouble against Ecos than against gun rounds from EnVyUs. And EnVyUs just maybe still a bit frazzled from their 2-0 loss to FaZe earlier. Yeah, not winning a single round in the second half. Also, I think it shows the difference for North on this game compared to the game against EnVyUs yesterday, that on their T side, okay, first things first, they managed to win the pistol round and convert it, but also in some of their gun rounds, you could see how they were successful in winning rounds by taking yard and then secret and then finishing in the lower bomb site. And what that means for them further on into the half is that they force out the rotations. That's when they can go for their tiny fakes, you know, go for an upper split perhaps through mini, or go for a rafters play and so on. And it's much easier to play
the T side once you get off to that good start and force out the rotations from the CTs.
Yeah, the big thing definitely was the mind games. When you set a certain standard of how you're doing things, and then you always throw a little bit of a curveball later on as the half progresses, it kind of confuses you on that CT side. You know, we say Nuke is a CT-sided map, but if you have the rotations if you start doubting your rotations, that's when things really start going south.
We did see Happy, you know, towards the end of the first half change the way he was playing. He wasn't playing so passive in Warehouse. He was actually jumping across, getting into Secret, playing in that Nuke, so they had the information early because that wall of smokes, like he gets touched on, was down time and time again, and they were managed to pick up 4 out of 5 rounds towards the end of the first half. So maybe that was the adjustment they needed earlier. I definitely know that's what Henry was calling for during the cast. And we flick over to the second side. Config has absolutely no dramas playing aggressive outside to find that information. I think this is a similar mentality to what SK did with Fur, which is he can go aggressive on the CT side. They have confidence he's always going to get one and get the information, and Config doing a lot more than getting one frag there. He was really the thorn in the side of EnVyUs' outside attack.
Yeah, the funny thing is you know he's going to be there. Yeah. He's still successful at it. You know, that's something special that he's going at it. But yeah, you're right. I mean, when you have someone up close and personal all the time on yard, it just takes away, you know, that 15, 20, 25 seconds from your clock on the T side, because you have to slow things down and find measures to play around it. That's always going to be a massive issue.
You know, it's not just that, also the small things, right? Those smokes are flying over, you need to wait for them to pop, then you need to pop flash if a player is being aggressive towards Rafter, perhaps an Upper, and sometimes even if a player like Config is aggressive and he buys time, creates a commotion, buys maybe 5 or 6 extra seconds before he dies, and maybe those smokes dissipate and the Ts cannot cross anymore. They need to either throw more of their smokes if they have any, which in turn will mean that they won't have enough smokes to actually enter the lower bomb site. So on a map like Nuke, where or actually on yard on Nuke, it can be very, very important to get your timings right, because if you don't get down Secret while those smokes are there, you might not get there at all.
Maybe they should have stuck with the game plan of trying to abuse AZ at ramps instead of going outside and feeding Config the Beast outside, who apparently the show was sold out according to Henry. He was really getting it done there. But I don't really know what the boys from EnVyUs can do to turn this around, because it looks like North are on fire.
Yeah, it's also a matter of, you know, North had the luxury of just sitting and watching EnVyUs' previous game if they wanted to, because they knew they were going to face them on Nuke. They could see that they are going to play Nuke against FaZe as well. But for EnVyUs, I think it's possible for them to bounce back on Cobblestone. They just, you know, preferably would like to win a pistol round to start off things and maybe just make some adjustments faster within the game.
Yeah, definitely so.
Yeah, no, just isolate these games to 2 individual ones as they are. You can't really start thinking about this too much. Very, very different type of a map, very different game altogether going into it. So I don't think it'll matter too much for them.
Yeah, sure. We'll check out what's going on in the second map after the break. Maybe I'm chucking to it a little bit too early, again, as usual. But
it's fine, chat.
Yeah.
We don't mind.
You don't want to blow your old load too early.
No, we don't really, do we? The next map's going to be Cobblestone after the break. See you boys later.